it was before. I really like this 1-2 out of EG, setting up a very aggressive top half of the map there for whatever Jojo wants to slam as a potential melee in the mid lane.
And Milio is not just about, bottom lane matchup, which we expect to be double range, pretty strong, favorable for Cloud9, but Blaber has talked about it over and over. He's like, every time we get Milio, why not pick Kindred? It's just such a good jungle support combination, gives Kindred so much extra safety, and they get it yet again. In the state that Kindred's in right now, and the state that Triforce is in right now for rushing, and adding Milio onto that, even with the slight nerfs that they gave to it, I feel like this is a power duo for Cloud9.
And it's not just the state of the champion, the state of the items, it's the state of Cloud9 and how they're willing to play around their jungler in a way that other teams might not be willing to invest in. Blaber is such a leader on this team. He's the guy that they can trust to get it done, and we've seen him do it even earlier in this split. C9 also going to lock in that famous Ksante there, one of the teams that really likes flexing it to mid lane.
Yeah, we'll see where that ends up going. Coach Moser on stage, getting another great draft. I think the Varus taken up last. It's one of Unforgiven's best champions this split, playing the AP version and securing the fact that they don't need AP out of the mid lane here. For whatever Jojo wants to play for his counter matchup, ranged, melee, whatever it's going to be, this pick is such a crutch in the bot side to make sure that you have set up with your CC, range damage, and AP.
Yeah, definitely one of the better static Shiv users. And there's the Aphelios that we were looking for, so EG banning that one out. Following it up, we'll see if they want to ban out some of the more aggressive ones, like the Lucian the Draven that we mentioned. Azir finds his way here, not going to let the blind go through. But Jojo's really preferred the more aggressive matchups for mid lane. Staring down the Ksante, Fudge said, it's my favorite champion, and obviously EMENES has been one of our mid laners to play the most of it, so you still have to worry about the flexibility there, but Ahri is still available for Jojo if Evil Geniuses still want to go that route and blind.
Well, they did not focus those aggressive marksmen like you were talking about with Lucian and Draven. Instead, Aphelios and Xayah, two of the more scaling options, two of the options that traditionally don't have to go as crazy during the laning phase. They just don't want to allow Berserker to have that state of being where he can just play passively, farm up, beat you in terms of the economy game, and then show up, one-shot a team fight and win the game.
Well, the other thing, too, is for EG, they actually don't mind playing that way either. You saw talking at the top of the day that Unforgiven has some of the best CSing stats in the entire world almost right now, and so if you're going to go for an uninteractive lane phase, like, he's actually kind of fine with that, and oftentimes Eyla starts moving around the map. He's done a good job of comboing with Armao, bringing that Team Liquid Academy experience to go make things happen around Jojo and Revenge.
All right, what do we want here from EG in the support role?
Okay, that's not as much roaming.
Locked in. So this lines up perfectly with what I've said so many times. Whenever I see Kindred in the game, I want to see both sides pick yeet champions. I want to see you be able to knock the other guys out of Lamb's Rest, but it can change the fight so dramatically, and EG locks in the Janna.
I still want to see the Draven. Come on, baby. Come on. All right.
Lay down the gauntlet. The takeaway here, not surprised that the Ahri gets locked in, put the Ksante into Renekton, a very common matchup you see, both sides of it. And Ahri being one of Jojo's best champions, no surprise that EMENES is going to take that one away. He plays it quite well himself. Will have a lot of shove to buy space for Blaber to run around the map, try and grab these Kindred marks early on.
All right, what's the AD carry choice here? I'm not expecting it to be a bot lane AP carry Heimerdinger. Ashe has been one that has not been incredibly successful so far here in the LCS as a marksman with the new age Trinity Force builds. It's been coming up kind of short in the damage department.
Yeah, I mean, I still really wanted the Draven.
The collective groan.
It's annoying into the Janna, so we'll see how well Eyla does play that Janna, and so they go with the Ashe, the supportive role instead. Probably going to be double Trinity Forces on the side of Cloud9, but having that Ashe arrow for the engage definitely will help out. Create some structure for the Kindred Milio here to be a real power carry. And then we round it out with the Jayce mid for Jojo into the Ahri for EMENES. That one definitely could get spicy pretty early.
Yeah, very interesting. Explosive matchup in the mid lane. Has a lot of poke that you can combo the Varus with, but also going hammer form, having the opportunity to combo with Sejuani. I think this is the second Jayce game for Jojo. I think the time he played it before was into Nico. Is one of the things I was going to say that we've seen both these teams actually try, but this time into the Ahri instead. You can expect a lot of attention around mid lane. Both these guys are very aggressive players.
So who do we think won the draft, boys?
I mean, I just always love when you see Blaber with some sort of support from the rest of the team, and they've already successfully used the Kindred Milio combination so far, even with some slight taps onto Milio. I feel like that is going to be some good setup. Although the other duo that I'm most in love with is Sejuani Renekton at the moment, so it's hard. I want which duo do I go with?
You can't sit on the fence, Kobe. I'm picking EG. I love the AP Varus for Unforgiven. I love the Sejuani for Armao. Like you said, Renekton for Revenge. Like, I think this is a lot of really strong comfort stuff. And the Ashe for me, just put me down as Ashe hater. I had not been super impressed by the Triforce Ashes, whether they go Shiv or Kraken or whatever next. It just feels like it's sometimes hard to punch through front lines.
I'm just ready to see what this Janna can get done. This is a support pick that we're really not seeing much, if any, of. So EG, man, if they can take down Cloud9 here, they will be comfortably in first place. A couple wins ahead of them, but C9 would love to tie the standings up there, go back to that even spot there for that first place. Let's see if we've got anything out of the ordinary here. Spellbook there for EMENES on the Ahri. Everybody having the teleports in solo lanes. Cleanse only on Unforgiven. Berserker choosing to run the Ghost instead. Heal on both supports.
Not too many shenanigans yet.
Nah, C9's looking to get some vision down here on the enemy blue buff. EMENES, nice fancy feet there, stepping away from both the Tornado and the Shock Blast.
EMENES living in their head rent-free, dodges the first 2 skill shots. He's feeling himself.
And they got the ward down on blue buff, so mission accomplished for Cloud9 early. Kindred trying to get some early scouting here. Blaber always loves to get aggressive with it. And let's see, can they make the jungle the star of the show? Definitely has been the case previously for Cloud9. And when you've got Hawkshot to complement the early wards as well, makes it pretty easy for Cloud9 and Berserker to continue tracking.
It is a important matchup here. The fact that Armao was the jungle coach last split for Cloud9. Actually, he talked about learning a lot from Blaber, and now it's can the pupil defeat the master kind of scenario here, where Armao is trying to get revenge on him. But like you said, with the Hawkshot and these kinds of things, lots of tools to keep track of.
Yeah, I love how the headline is, how much did the coach learn from the jungler when he was coaching the jungler? But also, you know, it's a two-way street. And of course, they did talk about the value that Armao brought as a coach, trying to help with Blaber as we get a pretty good early trade on the bottom side. Definitely very beneficial with the early Milio aggression.
Exactly. Berserker popped the Ghost as soon as the Cozy Campfire dropped on him to guarantee he could get as many autos as humanly possible there, just trying to get that early lane control, make sure that Eyla and Unforgiven are going to be on the back foot, farming up underneath the turret. Volley tags 2 there again. Nicely done. Cloud9 not having the very early difficulties that they had in the 2v2 yesterday.
No, looking a lot better. The Glacial Augment tried to keep the Berserker slowed, but did force the heal out, so down that summoner for the bot lane. And I think you can expect this to be Ashe Milio favorite early on with the volley spam and the range advantage that you're going to have. Janna and Varus much more focused on just farming up, surviving this lane phase, and then being able to contribute a lot of utility later in the game.
They could even dive on this wave, building up a big wave here for Cloud9. If they take down that cannon, Blaber, they can go for the dive. They scout it for Evil Geniuses, so good awareness to know in the stacked wave. They see this coming, they preemptively ward, and they try and stay under turret. They try and rush their level 2s. They do get them.
C9's ready to make the dive here. Unforgiven gonna take the damage. Zven trying to flash away. First blood back over to Blaber. Eyla wants to try to get one back, but he won't do it. C9 juggles the aggro and they get the play.
And Fudge, all-star there, interrupts the teleport on top lane. You didn't get to see it on your screen, but Ksante going in, he knocks Revenge, stops the teleport from coming in, allows Cloud9 to complete their dive on bottom side as Jojo trades flashes. Barely living there. EMENES almost had him. The level up as well, giving the extra health as he's running away from it. No Foxfires touch him. And they get out scot-free.
We knew this was going to be an explosive game. Flashes being blown there just for fighting over the mid wave. You love to see it. And here, this dive just very well executed by both teams. Actually, I think they did a good job of trying to focus down Zven a little bit. He almost dies to that. The fact that that gets stopped is probably why there was no cleanup kill, because you could have double E dash. Hold on!
Hold on, boys! EG's making a play. They're trying to find the mid lane dive. They'll get it, but Blaber farming up the chickens nearby was in the immediate response position. He'll make it a 1-for-1 trade. Gets Armao.
Yeah, and could he go up topside to get the other mark as well? He got one off of killing enemy jungle there, handed right to him. Even though you get the dive onto EMENES, you give Blaber a mark and some extra gold into the real carry of the team, which is jungle. guess what? Cloud9, all according to plan, they've got 2 kills on Blaber. Revenge wants to stop the top side scuttle mark here.
Lots of EG pings went down. You saw them all saying that this is the priority for them. Armao on respawn, charging through his own jungle to try and get there. Looks like Blaber realizes he can't get it.
Yeah, Blaber going to choose discretion as the better part of valor here. Does not want to run it down for the scuttle crab. Just keeping this one nice and easy. Picks up his own Gromp instead. Of course, EG can see that he's on that camp. So Armao has all the freedom in the world to secure the crab himself. But does he want to get into anything else here?
Even though they have mid push for Armao, it is a little deep here.
Oh, he's ready to keep going. Forces Blaber to jump back over the wall with a dance of arrows. The wolf still being whittled away. Smite is up for Armao, not for Blaber. If this gets a little bit lower, Armao could try to steal it away, but he doesn't want to overcommit because EMENES is here. All right, so Blaber still gets it.
Yeah, he can go back for his first base now, too. He's a very, very rich Kindred. I think Evil Geniuses really need to be aware of the next timing for Blaber. He's got 31 CS here, plus the 2 kills is enough for the Hearthstone Axe as well as the Sheen. Very accelerated Trinity Force timing for this Kindred, so EG, the members without flash, especially mid lane and jungle, do need to be ready for some of these 2v2s.
You could see that they wanted them too. The fact that they were hunting Blaber so aggressively on his side of the map, they had shove in mid. It was just Fudge with the teleport that probably stopped that fight from escalating further. But you know that EG is aware Blaber's the guy we got to start focusing and shutting down if we can.
And where you want to take that priority for Blaber is to the bottom lane. Berserker has a massive CS difference on bottom side. They've got the roam in from EMENES, and they're going to prep another bot side dive.
Well, Revenge also having to get away from top side there as he knows what Ksante can do if you're too close to the turret. It costs the Dominus, but now C9 looking for the dive here in the bottom lane. They find a lot of burst on the Unforgiven. They'll get him first. Ayla's now down below 100. C9 juggling the aggro beautifully again. Armao also pops. Blaber gets traded for it, but it's a 3-for-1 here in the bottom lane, and C9 throttles him.
C9 is reminding everyone who are the kings of the LCS. There was a lot of hype around EG. People were starting to believe in them, but they are destroying the bot lane here. The 4-man overload. C9 going in. EMENES landing this first charm, setting them up to find all this follow-up, and they did such a good job juggling this aggro with the mobility of Ahri tanking as many turret shots as he can before finally ulting out the last second.
Yeah, even with Armao on the tanky Sejuani trying to get in front and tank the charm, they still blast right through all of them. The Q through all from EMENES, tanks up the last turret shot, still saves the extra time there, has the Spirit Rush, knows he's going to be able to get out, and they drop 1 for 3 plus a massive minion wave of difference. The one thing that EG have been able to deny is the Scuttle Crab Mark spawns. So Armao's able to deny 1. You got to give him a little crumb, Flowers.
Man, that's a microscopic crumb. You just might be hallucinating that one. I don't know, man. Plus 2,000 gold, 7.5 minutes into the game. 100% KP for that hard carry Kindred that we're talking about. C9 loving to play around. That Trinity Force, you already mentioned it's going to be accelerated, man. That thing is going absolutely nuclear.
Yeah, the game plan from Cloud9 playing out so well here with all the focus down towards their Milio Ashe lane, having Blaber repeatedly clear to that area, and EMENES a full chase.
EMENES coming in, waits the charm, forces the flash out of Jojo, chases after with the Orb of Deception for the kill. EMENES finds himself his first kill of the game, and Armao is a level 5 Sejuani, and EMENES has his team. It's a double kill for the mid laner, and he tosses a charm back over to Revenge to top it all off. Fudge is ready to go all out. Revenge wants to go all in. He picks one up, but he still gets traded back, and EMENES lives for the piercing arrow.
EMENES popping off there, just chasing Jojo down, forcing that fight to happen. Armao not dinging 6 yet, had no way to throw an ultimate to get the Ahri off Jayce, and then the rest of C9 coming in to back him up. Huge roam out of Zven.
Yeah, I mean, the Milio, it just provides so much. The confidence for the chase down here. EMENES uses the Spirit Rush right in Jojo's face. He hit the charm. He follows with the flash as the Q, and there's no way he's going to go down either with the Milio here for defense. Zven gets him with the extra kick there back on Armao just to make sure. And then EMENES is going to get the reset. One more charge for his Spirit Rush. Lands the charm onto Revenge as well.
Revenge does find the one cleanup kill, but it costs him everything in the... Oh, we don't have time to talk about it.
Jojo's bottom lane trying to pick up the kill on Berserker here, but he might just drop first. Berserker puts an arrow in his heart, and Ayla's just a lonely Janna trying to survive in a mean, mean world. It's mean as hell. Double kill for Berserker.
After yesterday, I was so hyped for EG. You know, what they did to Immortals is now reversed, and it's being done to them by Cloud9. This lead, massive in the early game. Absolute domination here. 10 kills already before 10 minutes.
Feel Berserker playing angry after that game yesterday where him and Zven kind of got embarrassed on the side of TL, and here they are just absolutely clapping the side of EG. Even EG having to roam up mid lane, not getting anything in return. Berserker just farming up. There's no way. Are they fighting this?
Armao is sniffing around like they want to, but Ashe is going to be first. Ashe is coming from base, so they'll have Berserker early.
Man, whatever he's sniffing, he needs to plug his nose. They are down 4,000 gold, looking to fight a neutral objective at 10 minutes. Hell no, get out, go home. C9, get it.
Calm down, little Toro rider there, yeah. And it's gonna be a top-down clear. Then it should be easy for Cloud9 now to turn their sights to play around bottom half of the map yet again. They take Rift Herald off of the map and should just transition over towards the dragon side. Here's another look at that attempt from Jojo, but Berserker does have the flash ready.
Such a good job just kiting this one out, able to kill Jojo, last second flashing, and then just making this Ashe pick work, dominating from basically level 1 onwards, something that is one of the things Ashe can do, and I think maybe that's what some of the other Ashes haven't done historically.
Oh, another nice charm coming out from EMENES. Blaber's right there, ready to follow it up, and C9 find kill number 11 before it even hits that on the clock. Now Armao gets locked down a little bit further, gets away thanks to an ulti buffered through the stun so he can stun Cloud9 back. EMENES with a TP in, but now he might be in a bit of trouble. The Chains of Corruption locked him down. Berserker still looking to chase this a little further. Heal comes out from EG and Eyla. They don't drop anybody else here in the bottom lane, but C9 tried hard. Blaber, meanwhile, takes the Drake, drops the Herald back in the mid lane. C9 are just keeping this pace up.
They're multitasking, Flowers. They get mid-turret plates with the Herald charge that's dropped while taking the Dragon, while pressuring bottom side and shoving them back out of their own territory here. Zven getting some deeper wards through the blue quadrant so that they continue this aggressive game plan. The invades here towards the bottom half of the map can continue, and Cloud9 just keeping up the pace so effectively here.
And it's hard to find a route back into this game when everything seems to be going their way. EMENES playing incredible, landing another charm to set up this initial kill onto Jojo. And then because Jojo's dead, when they start having this fight in the bot side, EMENES can just take his teleport and just follow up as soon as it looks like it might be dicey because they land this ultimate. They trade these out. Unforgiven's down there. They want to get another interrupt on the teleport. Wow. Fudge has been ruining Revenge's attempts to get involved in the game. He says, this is an island, you're not let off of it.
Tackled him again, yeah. Every time he tries to get on the boat off the island, tackles him right back down. Nope, you're gonna stay here with me. Renekton in lane, not even getting any CS lead or anything up there versus Ksante, so everything going the way of Cloud9. And by the way, Blaber has had the 4 marks here, so has the extra range for the Kindred and fully operational. All you have to do now is continue to force the plays on the bottom half of the map, or even visit mid lane to repeat these pickups towards Jojo and keep him down. He has not been able to get any leverage for Evil Geniuses.
The crazy thing is too, 5,000 gold lead, they only actually have 6 plates total, which when you look at some of these monstrous early game leads through the first 14 minutes of the game, a lot of the time it includes a lot of objectives going your way, but it's a lot of CS leads and it's just a lot of kills that C9 has been dominating with, which means it can get even worse once they actually start breaking turrets.
Nice use of the arrow there to force the flash out of Eyla, but I want to go back to something that Emily was talking about on the desk before we got into this game, and that's the individual skill of Blaber and EMENES both being so high, but looking at Jojo and Armao as this playmaking duo, this absolute core in the machinery of EG, and between the two of them, they're 1 and 6. They have not been able to find that mid-jungle duo success in this game, and it's been Blaber and EMENES running the show. As Armao is forced back, the cozy campfire giving Kindred that extra arrow range. EMENES comes over the wall, the charm is cleansed, but the Everfrost forces the flash immediately after too. Eyla disengaging with the ulti. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, Ksante versus Renekton's going Ksante's way. Who would have guessed? As Armao tries to get away from Blaber, who will not let him have anything in his own jungle.
Yeah, the only thing allowed to Evil Geniuses is some alone time for Jojo onto the turret to get some turret plates, but that's in trade for continued massive pressure bottom side of the map. It's a 40+ CS lead here for Berserker, depending on the recall timers, and Berserker's about to collect another mid wave as well.
Yeah, 4 kills as well. 2,500 gold lead basically over the side of Unforgiven. And that's going to be the problem that EG are going to have to solve if they want to come back into this game. How do you get on top of Berserker and kill him when there's also a Milio, when there's also a Kindred, who's another marksman threat effectively? It does feel like a borderline impossible task. We've seen some crazy comebacks in the LCS. We've seen 10K gold leads coming back, but this is not feeling like one of them so far.
Yeah, especially because a lot of comeback scenarios depend on either Sejuani or Varus ultimates picking someone off. But when you have a Milio ultimate denial ready and we get another combo, this Crocodile's toast.
Yeah, Revenge is going to try to fight it out. He'll heal up a little bit thanks to Cold Meek and the Gore Drinker, but he still drops. Blaber, not afraid to take a 1v2. He knows he's got backup coming. Zven makes his way up to give the Cozy Campfire buff again. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow misses, and Armao survives with just 100 HP.
Wow, I love this duo so much. Oh my goodness, you get speed, healing, range, damage, and a free cleanse. What more could Kindred want?
Hard CC setup.
Okay.
If you land the Q, you have it on Milio. There you go.
Meanwhile, oh, never mind. I thought we were going to get a Ksante moment. Never mind. Okay, go back to your analysis.
To go back to some of the analysis, EG has looked incredible so far through the season, but I was kind of saying that every game that he's played, it feels like Jojo's been the best player in that game. That is not the case this time around. It shows that some of the potential problems EG might have if Jojo has a worse game. And it wasn't like he was terrible or anything like that. It was just EMENES was going toe-to-toe with him and then was able to spill over to the bot lane with early roams. And now that he's on the back foot, EG look really lost in this game.
Yeah, we had a little piece yesterday where we asked a whole bunch of the players, you know, who's your rival? Who are you looking at in the league? And Jojo was like, well, I guess it would be any of the other good mid laners. So just EMENES.
Yeah.
And just pointed him out as a singularity and showing up this time around, really as a team though for Cloud9 if they get another pick.
Unforgiven locked up with the charm into the Everfrost. Blaber gets the killing spree there for free. Cozy Campfire giving him that extra range. They're going to keep on chasing. Revenge is the target. Berserker and Blaber do so much damage together. He's already down. The charm going over the wall looking to intercept the blast cone, but Armao can't even make it. He'll get chopped to pieces. Blaber taking another kill. 15-3 for Cloud9. It's normally the point of the game. I'd say, hey, go get the Baron, but it's only 16 minutes in.
Right on cue, EMENES finds another charm onto Unforgiven to set up 3 more kills into the back pockets of Cloud9, just playing so well with Fog of War, baiting them to set forward with this low HP turret. You can see he's not even that far forward. He's well behind where the turret is, but still EMENES knowing that's where he's going to be able to attack from in the Fog of War, finds that initial kill, and then they just keep forcing forward. Blaber playing so confident, just flashing on top of Revenge.
Yeah, because he's got the backup to do it. Berserker adding a little bit of extra there. And we've got, the Ksante ult canceling the blast cone, move block afterwards, be able to push him on through.
And you could see the charm from EMENES shot off to the right. That wasn't a misclick. That was anticipating Armao going over with the blast cone. It was to grab him after he landed. But unfortunately, Ksante just said, nope, I'm going to stop him myself. And that just made it that much easier for C9, who now can secure the 3rd Drake of the game and sole point.
Ksante even by his own teammate. I want to look good too. Meanwhile, they pick up everything on the map pretty effortless here. I wonder if you can even get an objective bounty shutdown, because ideally for evil geniuses, you want to make cross-map plays. Cloud9 are obviously way too strong to fight. So send as many resources to the opposite side of the map. They're sending everybody to try and ensure that they can get an objective bounty shutdown. All right, there we go. Comeback mechanics on display, Mark.
All right, let's look at this massive gold swing back in EG's favor. 800. Never mind, they're also losing their bot side at the same time. Kobe, they overloaded to get that objective bounty, but the Rift Herald was still in the back pocket of Cloud9. They're going to break an inhibitor turret before 20 minutes.
Yeah, Revenge might still be pushing that tier 2 in the top lane, but Cloud9 has already broken into the base of EG on the bottom side. Jojo nearly killed, gets away, but just barely. Fudge keeping it going, goes all out, finds one, finds a knock-up on 2. It's Ksante, and he ain't taking any sort of answer other than hell yeah. C9 going straight for the base, and they're going to look for even more kills to pad those stats. Revenge only lives because of the Lamb's respite, but I don't think he's going to find a whole lot once it expires. 18-3, 19-3. You would not guess that this was a battle for first place, because Cloud9 have just been making them look silly.
If they had one minion with them, maybe we keep on pushing it there, but they're going to retreat, just take all of the spoils of war here and return to finish the job later.
I was worried it was going to be Dancing Shelly. Armao smited that one down, and then Revenge on the teleport cleared the wave to make sure they could not end the game before 20 minutes. But that is the only saving grace for EG right now, the fact that it's not more humiliating than it already is, because Cloud9, like you said, kind of putting that debate to bed with how dominant they are over EG right now. Even though they'll be tied in the standings, you heard in the Smack Talk video, Fudge said, hey, if we beat you here, we got the tiebreaker. We're the better team in the LCS.
I mean, I don't think anybody's going to argue which one of them's better when you're looking at a game state like this. We were expecting close game. We were expecting match of the week. Maybe we weren't expecting how pissed off Cloud9 would get losing to Team Liquid yesterday.
Production's already airing the next high, like, this game's dead. Let's don't leave yet though. Mundo dodgeball.
Hold on now. EMENES finding a charm onto Eyla. Nobody else is close enough to give him any backup. So he's not going to overcommit just yet, but a TP ready to arrive as Blaber finds Revenge off to the side. Revenge does not want anything to do with this fight. EMENES not going to hit the charm on Unforgiven, but Fudge is ready to find him anyway. One more hit from the Intofo strikes, finds a killing spree for the C9 top laner. Flash in for the knockback. Revenge wants to go into the backline. He finds Berserker, but he won't get the kill. They're just too far behind. Blaber is godlike, and he's not going to stop the chase. C9 continues, and the cozy campfire keeps them warm as hell. These guys are not messing around.
They certainly are not. One more minion. Actually, they can just go get Baron now. Armao, can you work some magic, buddy? Because Evil Geniuses need a whole magic show to come back in this one. He's on a ward, so it's going to be very difficult to get inside. Cloud9 probably just go kill him.
Man, he's gonna need a full-on, like, wizard hat to be able to cast a spell good enough for this one. C9 just controlling this game from start to finish. EMENES, Blaber, and Zven. No, they're all just looking for that Sejuani. Easy follow-up there. They're gonna secure the Baron. EMENES might even be able to find another kill here. Zven coming up, ready to buff him there. It is Orb of Deception. Second half of the damage goes through.
Another
nice predict on the charm there into the Ultra Mega Fire Kick just for a little bit more disrespect. C9 gets the Baron. They don't even need to reset. They're looking to push down top lane.
Here comes the pain train. All right, Cloud9 full steam ahead. They're going to 4-1 split push. Fudge try and get the mid wave up. The rest of the team's not going to wait around, though.
Revenge is on a flank, maybe looking for some sort of miracle here if he can get the angle. EG backing away. They want to fight when Armao is back alive, but C9's going to knock down the inhib before that even happens. All right, Revenge pops the Dominus for the early Fury generation. Now he's coming around from the side. Blaber's taken low, but not low enough to burst him down before lands respite. Now he's going to heal. Remember, Revenge already used the flash in the previous fight. They stun up Fudge, but that don't matter. That's not the guy you need. He stays in the front line, forcing back Revenge and Jojo. C9 knows that Blaber is low, but the rest of the players are ready to fight. Berserker is godlike, and Blaber's just putting the damage on the mid lane turret. He's still doing work. He's just working at a different job. It's C9 pushing all the way into the Nexus. Fudge leading the charge. Unforgiven in the dirt once more. EMENES goes on a rampage, and C9 goes wild. They'll take down EG.
Cloud9 stumbled yesterday, but they climb right back to the top today.
Cloud9 7-2, tied for first place, but with the tiebreaker in their back pocket after absolutely destroying Evil Geniuses. And it all goes back to that level 1, level 2 trading advantage off Berserker and Zven's bot lane.